So we're fighting the queen bee right now. Welcome to episode 16. My little slime just unleashed the queen. Oh, and I'm almost dead already. Oh, geez. This ends poorly for everyone involved. I'm almost certain of it. I don't have my buffs. My little slime went through and broke the thing. Please stop charging long enough for me to... and there I go. Well, now I'm gonna have to create the, abomination instead. Thank you, slime. So, welcome to episode 16 of Purple Mandat's 1.3 Terraria Expert Let's Play. And as usual, we're starting off a new boss fight in stellar fashion. That's alright, we're gonna go... We have no real need to face the bee out there, so we're gonna go and put some finishing touches on the boss arena back near world spawn. Ooh, fringe plant. And by finishing touches, I mean we're going to add some heart lamps to the area and maybe a layer of honey as well. Because... yeah, with the honey... that's another stacking health regen buff on top of the campfire and the heart lamp and the regen potion and the crimson armor. So between all of that, I should have some pretty stellar life regeneration going on. Alright, and as you can see, I decided that I did not have enough honey, so I put some honey in my honey, and now I have lots of honey. Fantastic. Let's take a look at the abomination before we go any further, just to make sure that I'm not being a complete moron here. Maybe I need to prepare a... with the honey blocks you can create... oh, come on. Huh. I can craft a honey block into a crispy honey block with a furnace. I wish I'd known that before. I wouldn't have spent so much time trying to... put together the complicated farm I did. Abomination summons the queen bee. 5 honey blocks, a stinger, 5 hives, and a bottled honey. Well, I thought I had a lot of hive blocks. 14. Alright, so yeah, this shouldn't be a problem at all, actually. And doesn't seem to have any requirements listed there. According to the wiki, though, it can only be used in the jungle or underground jungle. So yeah, I'm heading over to the jungle surface to make a another boss arena, much like this one. Just a bunch of platforms and a handful of... what are these? Sunflowers? Yeah, sunflowers, campfires... here. Sunflower, campfire, lanterns, well, these are the star lanterns, and also the heart lanterns. So, let's, yeah, I'll meet you over there, folks. Alrighty, folks, after that most embarrassing defeat and horrible betrayal by my slime buddy, I've decided that instead of attempting to terraform the jungle to, my standards, I'm instead going to... build myself a jungle elsewhere. Now, I've done a little bit of research into how to make that happen, and it looks like the maximum potential start depth of the underground jungle is, on a medium-sized world, which is what I'm playing, is 630 feet down. So I'm now at 684 feet down, and I'm going to mine a good 100 to 150 blocks away from my rope, my elevator, because I'm going to want to be able to travel up and down that without encountering the underground jungle, especially once hard mode begins. So I'm going to want it to be a good distance off screen. Luckily, the mining potion plus the reaver shark make that very, very quick. As such, we're gonna run way over, we're gonna mine way over here, and this is where we're going to start the underground jungle. And I'm going to want to go... so this is, what, 14 west? And I'm going to want to go another 200 blocks after this, so to 214 before I am satisfied. And that's going to be the other edge of the underground jungle that I'm going to build myself. And then we're going to contain the entire thing with obsidian, because I like the look of obsidian. I'm going to make a 3-block wide gap, and then I'm going to fill it with obsidian, which is going to take me a lot of time to mine that much obsidian out of my obsidian generator, but I don't care. We'll be good with the... I mean, it's just a bit of a time investment. I'll be hanging out on Twitch, where I'm currently live recording this, chatting with the people while I spend some time grinding at this. No problem. And then, to actually clear out all of the center area, I brought dynamite. Lots and lots and lots of sticky dynamite, which is going to be a lot of fun to blast off. And I'm going to go down, well, I don't know, maybe another 200 blocks as well. Probably a lot less than that, maybe like 75. I want to have enough space that I can build a boss arena up top of the underground jungle layer that I am creating myself, as well as multiple layers of farming platform where I'll be able to easily collect lots of spores and vines, stingers, and hopefully get myself some of the cool, hard-to-find jungle flowers that make the mage accessories. We're at 214 now, so let me just put up... That's going to be the line. Now I just want to get this water outside of that line. And it got dark. There we go. We're going to have a lot of water disposal to do during this build anyway. Alright, so the general idea for clearing out all of the space that I'm going to want, let's head back over to 14, is to use the dynamite. Dynamite, from my research, has a decent explosion radius of about 7 blocks. So I'm not going to be wanting to stand at 14 when I start. I'm going to want to be standing around 21. And I'm going to want to toss that first bit and then run. So, bam, whee! Bump. Nice. Now, I'm just going to toss dynamite directly below me at a fairly steadied rate. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll probably use 10 dynamite per layer like this. As you can see, it's getting rather deep. And the other nice part about this is it's also cleaning out the walls along the way. You might notice that there was some background wall here. Well, it's gone now. This is how you clear large areas quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the rest of the area cleared out, and then I'll fly around with my pickaxe and smash a bunch of whatever's left floating in the air. And once I have a nice clear area, I'll come back and show you how I'm going to actually do the build itself. Back soon. So, yeah, turning all of this territory into empty space, that went rather quickly. Nice. I'm happy with it. We're going to now begin the build portion of events. Oh, good. I've got my builder potion and all that active now. Ooh, undead miner. Lots of room for bad guys to be spawning right now. So, actually, you know what would be useful at the moment? Well, besides Piggy, who is always useful, is... my calming potions. Yes. We're going to keep those active to kind of reduce the number of spawns I have to deal with. And we're going to basically just pick a layer and make that where we start from. And then we're going to, like, because the whole idea behind letting everything go down so far is now I don't actually have to deal with the water. I can just start building above it. And I think that we're going to do so right here. Where's my obsidian? There we go. We're going to go ahead and start our 1, 2, 3 thick layer of obsidian above the highest water line in the mess that we made. And we're going to run this the entire length of the area. And on top of the obsidian is where we're going to start building the actual jungle. I really need to... I hear that there is an option in the config files to enable the smart cursor for common blocks. And I hear it's actually rather useful. So I might want to try that right now for this particular build. I think I'm going to do that. And if I find it helps, then I will make sure to link a page or a guide on how to do that yourself. Let's go check that out, and I'll return once I get that set up, and we'll see how well it works for us. Alright, I've decided to actually show you in the midst of this episode exactly how this is done. You're going to want to come to your Documents My Games Terraria file and open up config.json with your editor of choice. I tend to use Notepad++. No, do not save. Now, if I go scrolling through here, you'll see that there are all of the settings from the settings screen, and if I scroll down, I am looking for Use Smart Cursor for Common Blocks. This is currently set to false. I want this to be true. I can also change other hidden options, such as Use Smart Wall Replacement. If you don't like that, you can turn it off. I can disable Left Shift Trash Can. We're gonna turn that off because I hate Left Shift Trash Can. I accidentally lose so many things because every other game doesn't do that. Hide passwords if you want. Thick mouse edges, I hear, is actually a good thing. This should, by default, well, this is the color option that you can change. Number consists of the red, green, blue, and alpha components of the color in RGBA, each represented by a number from 0 to 255. Packed into a 32-bit integer. It is rather annoying to edit, but by default, this number here is bright opaque white. And if you want to edit it to a solid black, you would use the number 42781900080 as instead. I'm probably going to find a way to down the alpha by about 50%, but I need to refigure all of that. Now, the thick mouse edges is set to true. Cloud saving default, no. Reverse up down for armor set bonuses are armor sets that I don't even know how that works yet. I have no idea what that client UUID means. Hopefully by having that out there, I haven't just opened myself up to terribleness. If I have, I'm sure someone in the comments below will tell me, well, there won't be anything to do about it. Anyway, see you back in game, and we'll check out how these options work for us. Alrighty, here we are back in game. As you can see, the cursor is significantly more noticeable than it was before. I'm not certain that I actually like it, but if I mess with the opacity some, maybe it'll be better. And as you can see, the smart cursor for block placement seems to be functioning. So let's go ahead and, well, see, now I'm running into the problem that, yes, the smart cursor is functioning, and that's, well, no, it's pretty good, actually. I can work with this. I think it'll be useful. It would have been more useful if I had started using it, but actually, hang on. Nope, that's not quite working the way I was hoping. Yeah, that's not actually working any better than... Well, I guess it's still more useful than not. A bit. So, we'll work with it. See what it can do for us. I think the real utility is going to be in building a, like, continuing to build out on this side. Yeah, that's nice. That's a lot nicer. From what I understand also, this was like the default setting in 1.2 something, and then they altered it for 1.3 because it was causing problems for some people. Yeah, this is much nicer building, actually. It basically just gives me a bit of, oops, margin for error. Anyway, gonna be building for a bit. Need to wall this place off in obsidian, and I've got a lot more obsidian than I thought I did. So that's nice. Ooh, what are you? You are just a plain old bog standard salamander. And now you are a corpse on the floor. Yeah. Once I get the shell constructed, I'll be back to show you how I'm going to build the actual jungle inside. Back soon. Alright, gang, I got the box mostly hollowed out, and there's quite a bit, about half of the area off the screen every time I... Actually, you know what? The best way to show this is going to be is a couple of torches right in the dead center. Yeah, let's show that. So, what are we at right now? We are at 15 to 218 is 233 over 2 is 117. There. So that's about the center. You'll notice that almost half of the area is spawnable terrain when I'm at one side or the other. It's not perfect. It could probably do with being about 50 or 60 blocks wider, so that a full half of the area on either side would be spawnable, but it's good enough for now. I've done enough mega build for today. Now, I'm going to lay down a thick layer of mud on the bottom. Because reasons. Honestly, I don't know why, it just feels like the right thing to do. I want a good 6 block thick layer of mud on the bottom. And... Die. Thank you. That's going to be what we get started growing our jungle dirt on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fact, because this is going to be a long time of needing to let things spread before we're really ready to make use of this thing, we're going to go ahead and plant a jungle seed on this section right now. And what I'm going to do moving up is going to be a lot like a mushroom farm that I showed you above, because I want lots of the jungle spores and other plants to spawn. We're going to be running layers of platform, then wood, then platform, then wood, with the occasional layer that we'll be able to stand on and harvest everything, using a long auto swing weapon such as a phase saber or something similar. Blade of Grass is another good one that you can actually get from jungle items because it is long and it is cheap. There we go. There. This is probably more than I need it to be, but I don't care. I like the look of it. That way the bottom, as it were, is blacked out. I can't tell. It looks like I'm ending on the jungle. And I like that. Now, for the top, let's get that grass seed planted. Just one here. For the topmost layer, I know that I'm going to want a good bit of space available to fight the bee. So, I'm going to want to go down until the obsidian ceiling, which is full over on the left, is not visible. So, right about here, this is where I want the basically the top of the ground floor to be. We're going to extend some platforms out and mark this as the top layer of mud. And I'll probably make this a few thick as well, just so that there's an easy visual separation between the plant and vine and such farm and the rest of the jungle stuff. We're going to need to farm a lot more obsidian. Right now, we're letting the lava generator come up with more for us. And the way I'm going to construct... Well, I mean, there's going to be a really fun arena build up top in addition to the mud itself. But right now, it's just going to be a lot of grindy, laying down mud, killing off the enemies that show up, laying down more mud. Hopefully the slime staff can help keep the minor enemies off of me. Or not. But that's life. Alright, let's get our safe out of here. There. And yeah, so I'm gonna go keep working on this, well, I guess it's a moderate build. I wouldn't call this a mega build, not by my standards anyway, but I guess for some people this is a kind of insane, crazy size build. I've been at this for a few hours now, but not so long that I feel I'm wasting my time. And once I get everything constructed, I think you're going to like the arena I put together for it, because I've got some fun ideas that combine what I learned on Skeletron with some other cool stuff that's come up since then. Yeah, we'll give the Abeemination a go and see if the Queen Bee is a little bit easier the second time through. Back soon, folks. Alright gang, here you can see the general shape of things. We have our platforms and mud layers everywhere and some jungle grass growing here and there. I don't know what... Is this confusing me? That was weird. And, yeah. It's gonna be good. Oh, good. Some of it's spreading. We can start getting rid of some of this. You know what? We're just going to leave it alone until it's all done spreading. Nope. I'm not going to try to figure it out. There's a snail on the ceiling. So, yeah. This is the general shape of things. Oh, there's the rest of the platforms that I needed. I knew I was forgetting something. Here we go. 97 more bone platforms. Fantastic. Now, we're going to do a couple of things for the top. This area right here, I'm leaving nice and open so that there's a lot of wide open space for hornets to spawn. And I still don't want a ton of vines going everywhere, so we are going to put a layer of platforms underneath what's going to be the arena area. Wow, alright. It's very dark and hard to see. That will be better later once I get some lighting in here, but I haven't figured out exactly how... Actually, no, I do know exactly how I'm going to do that. I just need to actually go and make the materials to make it happen. But yeah, so there's going to be a layer of platform underneath here. Now, let's start adding the cool stuff to the arena that is going to allow us to really have a lot easier time than I had my first attempt at the bee. And before I do that, let's get some of the less useful potions out of our inventory. Well, I mean, they're super useful, but I also don't need to be spending builder potions and mining potions right now. Yeah, there we go. What are we putting down? We're gonna set a heart statue right there. Heart statues are a 2x2, which means that you can get normally 2 timers attached to one of them. I need some more. Yeah. This is actually going to be really simple. So we're going to put a timer. Actually, I don't want the timers like that. You know what I want to do is I want to get my platform down to and like that. There we go. The reason I want this to be so small is because the hearts are going to pop off of the statue and hopefully fall into the arena proper. And the arena floor is far enough away from the statue that the statue won't see any hearts around it when it checks again. So it will think that there are no hearts, and it will be happy to spawn more. Now we're going to put one timer there, and our other timer right here. And we're going to go ahead and use our red wrench to run some wire like so. And it's going to go up one and over into the top of the statue there. And then we're going to use our... you know what? That doesn't work, actually. I need the timers to be one space apart from each other. So, we're going to go ahead and go one more. Bats. This build is driving me slightly batty because of the number of bats and such involved. There. We can stagger our timers that way. And that way, the two red wires will never interconnect. And that way we can have two timers ticking on the statue at the same time on the red channel. Maybe, if I can ever get up there again. This slime is not very useful at keeping me safe while I'm building, and it is starting to get frustrating. I definitely need to look into getting a better minion. I believe that the fight with the queen bee might actually help with that. Alright, so if I turn one of these timers on, every time it pulses, the heart statue is going to put out a heart. Once every 10 seconds. Should be another one in just a moment here. And the hearts will fly out to the side, as you can see. Now, if I put this other timer on, every 10 seconds, it should pop out 2 hearts, except that's not working. Why are you not working? This is something that's supposed to work. Alright, let me double check into this. This is something that I swear that I have done in the past. I shall return briefly. Alright folks, it looks like the exact mechanic that I was attempting to make use of has in fact been altered in 1.3. They have now made it so that your heart statues will only ever give you 1 heart per 10 seconds no matter how you wire them up. I've been messing around with blue wires, red wires, with your with switches, with multiple timers, with a single timer, all kinds of things. And it's no longer really functional. And that's okay. It was a pretty cheesy mechanic. As it stands, the heart statue will still provide me a bonus of roughly 2 hit points per second, which is equivalent to a lot of other goodies. And it's entirely possible for me to just leave it there, running passively. Most of the time, I won't even need to go anywhere near it, and life will be fine. Now, the other plans that I am going to be setting up another railway arena for this boss. And, more importantly, here we go, mud blocks. We're going to make a little bit of a honey pit directly underneath this statue again. That honey pit is going to need to be 3 wide, I believe, and 2 high. 1, 2, 3 wide, and 1, 2 high. There we go. This should be enough. And I don't seem to have my rails on me, so let me go get those real quick. They're probably in one of my blocks chests. Here's some. And there's the rest. Probably many, many, many more than I need. But that's why I crafted a ton. Back down the shaft. Ow. Bad Shelly. Bad Shelly. Die snail die. Ow. There we go. Made it a little more obvious where the proper stop-off is. Those are getting stuck in the wrong spot with a disturbing frequency. That's an issue. That's okay. So, minecart track in the middle and going up. Now, what's this going to do for me? Well, it's... Oh, I can't go up both ways. All right, we're actually going to need to make this 1 wider than I initially thought. Yep, there we go. Now, if I take my mud blocks and place one there, and I dig that out, or actually, that will limit the amount of honey that I'm going to need to bring down here. So what this is going to be, is this is going to be a place that's going to quickly dip me through a little bit of honey to refresh the 30-second honey buff. And then I'll be able to continue riding all around the whole area up here. You know what? It occurs to me that I can make this arena even better with another very simple upgrade. I'm all out of potions, or at least the night vision ones. I need to fix that. I just had another good idea to add to this arena. I'm gonna grab some more supplies, and I'm gonna grab, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to grab like 8 buckets of honey. Yeah, I'm going to make myself a bunch more buckets just so that I can transport it all down here at once and not have to worry about trying to run wire for a pump or duplicate it because that's slow as heck. I've got an infinite honey farm up there for a reason. It's time to make a bunch of buckets so I can carry a ton of honey around with me whenever I want to. Alright. Back in a moment. Alright, we're back down here. You can tell if we get over here to the right spot, we've got jungle music playing. It's good news. And the background changes into a jungly background. The underground jungle is working. So, the extra goodies that I wanted for this were actuators. You place a block on top of actuators and then wire up those actuators. When you toggle the switch, the block becomes inactive and goes into the background. So we're going to be able to set ourselves up a fully contained area that nothing can get into. We're also going to be having this be something that can be completely shut. Oops. I need to not dash around too much. Huh, I guess I need my wire cutters to get the actuators up? Yeah, there we go. So let's, and also, if you disable them, and then, for example, break the lever, they stay disabled. It's neat. So what we're going to do is we're going to wire everything up so that these 2 levers can be used to open the door and shut everything from the inside. Actually, I can reach that, especially if I move it one closer. I can reach this lever from the inside. So I could absolutely just leave it like this. Without the need for the other one being out there. This lever, though, I do want to be over here near the honey pot. And yes, I am way preparing overkill, and in fact have spent so much time showing you my jungle build and preparations that we're not actually going to get to fight the queen bee today, because well, I mean, you guys know me, I get excited and then I start building and then it's tomorrow. And there we go. Make sure that last actuator went to the right place. It did. Good. Just run you over here. Every now and then the slime is super useful, and then sometimes he just drives me insane. Alright, there we are. Now we have a fully enclosable boss fight area that I can open up to get down to the jungle farm proper, where all of the jungle bad guys and the jungle grass and such will be spawning for me. Neat, huh? I'm happy with it. For now, we're going to keep this closed off, and I'm going to keep working on this boss fight arena. You'll see the rest of the arena tomorrow, when in the next episode we actually fight the boss a bunch. But before I go, I wanted to show you how I'm going to be lighting this place. I'm going to be making use of emerald gemspark walls behind the blocks that make up the floor. They'll poke up just a little bit, and they will give off a green light that will be throughout the entire area. And because they are not actually behind... Ooh, you know what? These might interfere with spawning. I'm not certain. We'll try it, and we'll find out. If they interfere with spawning, I will have to come up with something else, but I think that I should be okay here. Because they're not actually in front of the world proper, they're just peeking out a bit from behind this block. If nothing else, we'll certainly be able to line the obsidian and the edges where there isn't going to be any jungle grass with them, without causing any trouble at all. Now, the Emerald Gemspark walls, you can make the 20 of the Emerald Gemspark block using 1 emerald and 20 glass, and then each block turns into 4 of the walls, just like any other player-made wall. Where's my... there we go. Meteorite hammocks. There we go. So yeah, that's going to be the plan. I'm going to get this lit up. I'm going to let it spread the rest of the way. I'm going to make sure that the whole thing's farmable. I'm going to get the rest of the platforms that I need put into place. And you'll see me next time when we kill the queen bee. Most likely a few times. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me, folks. Hope you have enjoyed this build project video that was supposed to be a boss fight. And if you have, leave me a thumbs up. Tell me what you liked about it. If you have not, leave me a thumbs down and tell me what I can do better. If you don't tell me what I can do better, then I don't know what your feedback is, and I'm not going to be able to improve myself to make my videos more pleasant for you. Either way, if you'd like to see more of my videos in the future, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.